As veterinarians, we're covered in something every day, whether it's sweat, mud, tears, love, debt, financial responsibility, commitment to our families, whatever. And for my very first guest, I've invited somebody I've known in Wellington since I first came here. He's a farrier who I have a lot of respect for. He gave me some advice many, many years ago. Maybe I'll give you those tips at the end of the podcast. But I just kind of wanted to start with another member of our profession to let you know how we work together, what his perspective is on veterinary medicine with farriers, what his perspective is on what he's covered in every day. Because in the end, it's all about love. It's all about what we have to do every day in our life. So welcome to one of my very good friends, James Gilchrist. He's been here for, over 40 years, I think, along with everybody else. He came to Wellington in 1981 from Atlanta. He has so much history. I've asked him to please write a book. In fact, I gave him a book this morning to start writing in. Hopefully that'll happen and we can all put our stories together one day. But welcome, James.
Thank you.
My first question for you is, what do you remember the most you're ever covered in? What is your most exciting story you can tell everybody? A biological event? Tell me about something you're covered in that sticks out after all the years.
Well, the biological event that everybody's on their mind now is the equine herpes virus.
Yeah.
And that all happened for us. The big event was in 2005. We had 3 or 4 cases in Wellington. It was right before Christmas. State vets came in and basically shut the horse show down.
Yeah.
And so we were all excited thinking we're going to get the holidays off, and take some time off. But like everything else, the clients, that lasted about 3 or 4 days. And then they started wanting the veterinarians out there and the farriers out there. And
we had a meeting.
And we had a big meeting with, the state vets, shut everybody down, but it still didn't. 3 or 4 days is all we got off. That was a big biological event.
Big biological event.
So it all goes back to the stress from the clients, the pressure they put on all of us as practitioners.
Exactly.
To show up and do what they want when they want.
Exactly. But as a farrier, so what were your conditions under that? Like as a farrier, as part of our team, like how were you part of the control of the EHV?
We really didn't have a whole lot of control, but my protocol is all the clients wanted either the vet or the farrier to show up at their barn first thing in the morning before they started traveling from barn to barn to barn. And what I did before I went to any farm is I contacted the veterinarian and let them know that I was going to be going into that barn in case there was any issues with fevers or anything like that I would know about or wouldn't cross-contaminate or get accused of cross-contaminating, between farm to farm to farm. And that worked out good for us.
Did you have protocols?
We were careful, We sprayed your tires with bleach, and how much of that stuff, I don't know if it really works, but it sure made everybody think something was going on.
In the end, did we really have an outbreak in Wellington? Do you remember?
We didn't have an outbreak.
So we were all pretty careful.
Everybody was careful, and so the show went on.
Yeah.
January 1, they started.
Exactly. So basically, it was just a lot of stress that we were covered in that was unusual for us at that time.
It was a lot of stress there for 2 or 3 weeks for sure.
2 or 3 weeks, I think I remember too. Yeah, I had just come here and started about 3 years after that, or before that.
Before that, right?
Before that.
Yeah.
So as far as all of that goes, tell me, why did you start this job? What was your motivation to begin with to be a farrier, and what's kept you in this job? What has been your love?
Well, I've just always, like all of us, and it's something we can't ever forget. If we're doing horses for a living, we all got into it because we loved them.
Yeah.
And it's easy to get caught in the cycle of the industry and all that stuff and lose our focus on what's important for the horse and then get caught up in all the other trappings. But for me, it was all about the horse. I love horses, and
what's kept your spirit going this whole time?
Oh God, just back to the horse. You got to focus on the horse, trying to help the horse, and the reward is when you are successful in a case, and the horse goes on to either live a good sound life or have a good show career. That's what keeps me going.
Who's your most memorable horse? Do you have one that you remember that sticks out above them all, or two, or?
God, I've been blessed to
Yeah, I know
have
you
been
have.
involved with a lot of them. But one of the first horses that ever went to the Olympics that I was involved with was a 3-day event horse. And I was working in Atlanta for a vet named Sam Horner,
Yeah.
and got me involved with that horse. That horse was actually from Atlanta originally,
Oh, wow.
and that was one of my most memorable ones. That was
Really?
'88 Olympics in Seoul, Korea.
Was there a difficult shoeing job with him, or was it just you were
It
just
was
part of his
classic
team?
thoroughbred, horse back then. Poor quality
Mm.
feet, low heels.
Oh, yeah.
Had to make heart bar shoes and stuff for it back then before we had a lot of the technology, and the different things we have now.
I mean, thoroughbreds are so different than warm bloods
Oh,
as
yeah.
far as their feet goes,
Yeah.
and we all know that. So,
Yeah.
so you've transitioned from different breeds throughout your careers
Well, it was
too.
all thoroughbreds when I started.
So what has that done? Where has that changed for you? How has that come into it?
I personally like the old thoroughbred horses. They had their own problems, but they were tough. We didn't see near as many problems. But the horses evolved, not only the breeding, the genetics, the way they, they're jumping higher. The dressage horses have more extravagant movement, things like that. And then you throw the synthetic footing that now that we've been dealing with for 10 or 12 years or whatever. And so there's, the whole industry's evolved and changed a lot for sure.
Yeah, and you mentioned working with a veterinarian who, when I was in vet school, I heard about him, Sam
Mm-hmm.
Horner. But I know you've worked with a lot of vets, and you've worked with me, but a lot of different vets.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different personalities.
Yep.
And so what is the thing that you want to tell veterinarians? What would you like to let us know that you think could transition to all farriers, all vets, and say, hey, this is how I did it?
Well, there's not one thing that I can tell you that's going to, as far as help you with all veterinarians or all farriers or whatever. But as far as I tell the young farriers and the young vets the same thing, coming out of school or starting practice, is try to surround yourself with people that you have the same kind of, personality, same goals in mind. You're looking out to do what's best for the horse and not get caught up in some of the other, stuff. And communication, communicate with each other. If you're a young farrier and you're having some problem, reach out to a vet that you can communicate with, an older vet or whatever, and get a relationship and stay in touch with them and try to learn from them.
Do you think that as far as hooves and feet go, I mean, where's the balance of who's more important in this position? I know that's a tough question. And please tell me your honest answer, because like for me, I really a lot of times throw it to the farrier and say, what is your opinion? But because I trust you guys a lot more,
Well, we're all in it equally, but as far as the farriers are definitely in charge of the horse's feet, and the veterinarians are in charge of the horse's overall well-being, which includes the feet. But there again, they have to communicate and come up with a plan, what's best for that horse,
Yeah.
and try to work together. But there again, you have to say, you have to be on the same page as far as your goals,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, and do you feel like where does it cross over? Does it cross over mostly in the sport, or does it cross over mostly with personalities with veterinarians?
I'd say personalities
Okay.
for me, because there's some people that I won't work with, and there's some of them that don't want to work with me. So I mean, it's even,
Yeah.
I'm blessed. I've had some great vets in my life,
Yeah.
really super vets in my life.
Yeah, and the evolution of how you and I have been in the industry for many years,
Yep.
and I know we both talk about that a lot, but
Yep.
but just the growth in what we know and the growth in what we've learned and the technology, you mentioned that earlier. So what is the number one technological advancement, being a blacksmith, that you've learned you think has just improved this industry?
For me, the digital radiographs, I think,
Oh,
are
okay.
probably on a daily basis the most helpful thing, where we can just take radiographs right to horses and make adjustments. That's been the simplest thing. I mean, when I started out with Dr. Horner in Atlanta, we'd take x-rays and have to go to the hospital and develop them and come back and hold them up, look at the light, and have a lot of discussions. And we got a lot done.
Yeah,
We got a lot done back then, but nothing like now for sure.
Yeah, so I just find it, I didn't even know this before but I find it so cool. Maybe that's why I feel so comfortable with you, is that you did start out working for a vet. So that's
Yeah.
very interesting, because I know you're even married to a veterinarian who
I am.
is a very awesome girl. I knew her when I worked at a former practice, and so I know that that probably her struggles with people has all come home to you. How do you balance your life with your wonderful 3 kids and your wonderful wife, Kim, like as far as your job now? Has that changed since you've had children?
Well, luckily, I had my children a little bit later in life, so I didn't have to, I could cut back and
Yeah.
spend more time with them for sure.
And have you done that?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't miss ball games. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's wonderful. I'm sure they appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
So wrapping up, which I know we're all busy and I can't tell you how much I appreciate you being here today, but wrapping up, if you have to say you're covered in one thing, if it is today or your future, what is it? What is an emotion that you're covered in that you want to, or feeling that you're covered in? You want to tell everybody, go forward with this.
One more. Well, I mean, if you're getting into this, as far as the younger people, just go for your dreams, man. Don't ever lose the sight that you love horses while you got into it, and hone your craft, whether it be veterinary medicine or farrier, to the maximum that you can get. Just keep going, get CE credits, keep going to clinics, educational, everything you can to stay at the top of the game.
Fantastic.
You don't want to get lost.
Yeah.
Because there's always somebody going to be, out there spearheading all this technology and all this stuff. And who knows? I mean, I look back how it's come just in the last 20 years, the advancements in the technologies and different things. And God only knows what's going to happen in the next 20 or 30 years.
Exactly.
It's exciting. Oh, we're already using AI for lameness in horses.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, that's a whole nother conversation. But
it is.
That's a whole nother podcast, but yeah, it's pretty exciting
after
stuff.
you write down your stories in your book.
I know. Yeah.
Anyway, well, so let's all get covered in our dreams.
Yeah.
That's what I want to tell everybody today. I think James agrees with me, and
Absolutely.
And I can't thank you enough for coming today.
Well, thank you.
And I know we have some more cases to see in the future, so.
Oh, we do.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
So I just want to tell everybody that I've already admitted I'm always available for everybody through text messaging on my website or through the Instagram. But I want to let you know that James is available also. We're going to post his information on the email. He's very helpful for young people. He's creating some new opportunities for young veterinarians, young farriers. He'll be glad to talk about that in his future podcast and things that he's establishing. But that's where we want to go with this. We want to grow. We want to get everybody excited about joining our community of veterinarians and the dream that you want to build. So thank you. Follow along and ask us any questions you want. We'll answer them. Thanks.